Hi everybody, Amy Co here from Snark doing another quick demonstration tonight with some unicorn spit. We're actually just going to take this little journey together. We're going to do some things that I haven't done before and see how it turns out. See if it turns out as good in reality as I see it in my mind. If you get a moment, like and subscribe to this channel. I know we're small right now, but we are growing. So my project today is this beautiful Mother's Day daisy frame. And I wanted to create something that's really soft and pretty for the moms out there. And, you know, the natural inclination would be to do bright yellow and all of that, but I want to do something a little different. I'm going to do the background in a light pink. I haven't decided what the frame is going to be yet or the word mother, but then I want to put some white unicorn spit all over the top of this and then gently kind of brush some pink in the centers. So we're just going to give it a try and see how it all comes out together. So here we go. Let's start with just our background first. And I'm going to use my white unicorn spit and alcohol in an atomizer bottle just from Dollar Tree. I'm going to give this a little bit of a shake here just to make sure that everything's nicely distributed. When you are mixing your spit with alcohol, you want to use 70%. You don't want to use 91% because sometimes in these more opaque, like pastel-y colors, it just kind of gets goobery and doesn't mix as nice. So 70% is your key. Again, this is Dollar Tree, so this is really the way to go. When I lay on this first foundation, I know for a fact it's not going to give me the coverage I want, but I want to get this nice and wet and just so it's going to let the product move around here. So let's go ahead and give her some sprays and see where this all takes us. Oh, my little thingy is plugged here. There we go. So we're just going to lay this on. Can't really see much of anything at this point, but it will start to get pretty in a few minutes here. I want this to be really softly pink. So I'm going to take the pink. This is my favorite color. And that one and that pale baby blue, but we're not doing that tonight. So give a little shaky shake here. And I'm going to go pretty far back. You may not see me here. I can't really see much of what's going on. Okay, wow, that is really freaking bright. So I'm just going to take, where'd they go? Oh, here we go. My stuffy nose wipes from the dollar store because they didn't have baby wipes. And we're going to take and get a baby wipe on here and give this the regular full test unicorn spit a shake and really open this up. I found that you can't just like barely open it up. So squeeze a little gloop of it onto my baby wipe. And then smush it together so you don't get a gigantic globe of it there. So you can see, kind of spread that out. Now, normally I would probably use a little less and go kind of a softer look. But this time I want it to really cover up that wood because I want to have a nice pink background. So let's just take, oh yeah, that is getting pretty right there. So see, I'm just kind of rubbing it in. Oh, we're kind of getting closer to what I was looking for there, so yay. Now, unfortunately, this is a Baltic birch, and if you aren't careful, kind of wants to ball up, kind of see there. So normally I would have my handy-dandy microfiber cloth, but I don't tonight, so we're just going to have to survive. Again with the spray, going to kind of soften this up a little more because we get that really pretty baby pink. Now, even though I'm not going to use this a ton more, I'm going to save this aside. So I've got that nice pale pink, so it's going to match again. So I'm not going to add any more of this though because it's really getting a little bit, maybe a tad overpowering because I really want this to be soft and pretty like some mommies are. So do you have a favorite childhood memory of your mom and Mother's Day? If you do, put that in the comment section. I would love to hear about your mom. If you still have her around, you just cherish that girl because you only get one of those, and I miss mine a really lot. So this is your the more you know moment of the day. Okay, so this is going to dry up. I don't know if the white balance is going to show that color kind of the way I would want it to. It's, from what I can see, it's looking kind of peachy up there, but in real life, this is kind of a peachy pink sakura flower look. So I really like this. I think this is going to dry out really pretty. I will show this dried out on my page in the next few days or so. Kind of got a busy few days ahead of me, so I might not get that posted. I will do my best to remember to do so. Okay, so we're going to set this guy aside and let him dry. And now we're going to work on the flower portion. So I'm going to set this pink wipe aside and keep him for later and grab another baby wipe so we don't contaminate this and get it all pink this time. I'm going to take one more. Let's just wipe these off. So I am working in gloves today because I have a busy day tomorrow and I don't have time to, I'm not going to hop in the shower and get my hands really cleaned up. So I just put gloves on tonight. And quite honestly, I don't like touching things. So I like having gloves handy. That's kind of like one of those things that made my life a lot better when I realized that silicone gloves are not just for doctors. You can buy them for yourself on Amazon. So life is good. So I'm going to go ahead and just kind of pre-wet this with my baby wipe again, so that product moves around nice. I've got a little bit of charring here on my wood. I didn't sand off real good, but it's not the end of the world. You can see that's kind of coming up there, but I think that's going to give it just kind of a pretty antique look, so to speak. So, all right, so I've kind of wet that down. And on a clean part of my paper towel again, or a baby wipe, I should say. Get the goober going. And this I'm going to wipe on pretty gently because as you can see, these little wood parts are really kind of on the delicate side. Not quite as delicate as, say, the rose one, but still you want to be aware of that. So I'm just going to dab this on and look at that beautiful coverage I'm starting to get already. Can you see? I hope you can see that that's really turning this really pretty white. There's a few advantages of doing this over spray paint. Spray paint, of course, smells like, well, spray paint and it's disgusting. And for many people, you live in a part of the country where spray paint is not, it's not going to happen a lot of the year because it's too fucking cold. So this is really nice. Additionally, if you're careful, you don't get some of the edge banding that you do with overspray with spray paint. So it's something to consider. Another thing, I'm not going to get too worried about covering the mother up in here simply because that's going to be covered with our other applique, which we have yet to determine what color that's going to be. So we'll figure it out together. I might do that maybe in that pretty baby blue. I don't know. We'll see. So this is getting a little more diluty than I would normally like. So I'm probably putting on more product than I probably need to because it will dry out more opaque too. But fortunately, I have 2 bottles of the white, so I'm not too worried about using it up. So just tapping here. The beauty of using this product is there's really no wrong way. You just kind of put it on and move it around until you get the look that you're going for. And if you don't like it, you grab a wet one and you wipe it off again and you start over. So today, after I was done walking the dog, I was walking past our beautiful magnolia bush, and it's not like the southern ones that are super, super strong scented, but it had this really light scent, and I stuck my nose in it and inhaled, and I was like, oh man, that smells just like unicorn spit, which is actually jasmine scented, but it was really quite uncanny. And I was like, oh, the company will be thrilled that I was associating my beautiful plants with them instead of actually associating with nature. So anyway, that was my dorky quip of the moment, because we all know there's going to be lots more dorky quips coming. So how long have I been doing this? All right, so we've been at this for about 10 minutes so far. Good. So I haven't bored you completely to tears. Give me some time. We'll see what we can do about making sure that you are fully bored. So I'm just laying in a little more white in the centers of these because I know I want to have some extra product there to move around when I start bringing that pink wipe back in. So this is really, looking so, I mean, it's really simple, but delicate and pretty. Oh yeah, this is gonna be gorgeous. I wish I actually was on live so you guys could maybe guide what I'm gonna do with the applique in the center, but I guess I'm just gonna have to think for myself, which I guess I'll survive. Okay, so I've laid on the white on all my petals here. I'm gonna go ahead and just make sure I've got the coverage I want. Okay, cool. Like I said, this will dry out a little more opaque, so that's kind of nice. Plop this guy to the side, and remember we saved our pink, so I'm just gonna come in here and just start. You know, it's not quite as pink as I want. So I'm going to just wipe this off actually, like I'm cleaning something for once in my life. I know. Any of you who know me in real life should be absolutely shocked that I'm actually cleaning something on purpose. But here we go. Okay, so I've just transferred a little bit of this on there. I'm going to wipe it into my baby wipe. So I've got that right on my finger, and then we're just going to dot it right in the center and just keep, oh, this is going to be pretty. So I got it on, I kind of dabbed it off a little too much there, so we'll come back in with some white and give a little happy tree treatment. You can just call me the Bob Ross of unicorn spit. I hope he would be proud. So just tap, tap, tap. That's definitely a Bob Ross thing there. Tap, tap, tap. Oh, now that's blending out nice. Let's bring in a teeny smidge of that white. Actually, I'll just do it right on my pink here. Wipe that in there. So see, I kind of wiped it off here with my damp a little too much, so I can just come in, just layer it on. Okay. Should I be doing this in like ASMR, like whispering at you guys? I think Sadie would like that. Okay, cool. So you can kind of see how I've got that blooming effect. You've got the pinkness in the centers. When this dries out, it's going to be nice and subtle. I think that'll be really pretty. Again, to pick up my messy cap here, we'll just wipe this around, pick this up. Waste not, want not, right? Decisions. It's really easy to recover from a quote unquote mistake with this stuff, which is really nice. So if you screw something up, you can just layer some more on, and it's so very forgiving. I wish this had smell-o-vision, because my shop smells so great right now. It's not even funny. So just the tiniest bit on here. The alcohol ink is going to kind of dilute that just a smidge. There we go. Look at that. That is so pretty. You guys, I hope you can see this. I understand that it is pretty subtle, but it's gonna dry out just gorgeous. I, as you can see, kind of tend to fuss at things a little too much, but in the end I usually get something I like, so I'll just fuss and fuss. There we go. Okay. So let's set this guy aside. And I think I am going to go ahead and bring in that pale blue, because I love the combination of this peachy pink and pale blue together. So you can start to see where this is headed. I hope you can see that. It's really just pretty. So reaching behind me here, I'm going to grab my little atomizer and my second favorite color, which is called Zia. So I'm going to grab this little guy, give him the good old shaky shake again. Cover my, I think I've told you this before, but I do suggest making sure that you keep these guys covered. The very first video I did, I hadn't, and I went to spray this, and the whole center part just shot across the room. Not devastating, but certainly not ideal either. So again, I'm going to come in here and lay in some white, so we've got a little more solid background, and this has, again, the movement. Okay, kind of got that nice and saturated. I think you can maybe see that it's starting to whiten up just a smidge. And then we'll come in with our blue. Nice. Look at that. That's really nice. Okay, so I'm not worried about reusing this white one. Okay, so we're at like 15 minutes of me dinking around with this. So, whoops, little paint goober right there. These are all very technical terms if you couldn't tell. And dotting on, giving this a nice rich blue. So this is a little more subtle than I would like, so I'm just gonna actually take and actually dot this right on my project. This may be risky, we'll see. We'll just find out, I guess, huh? Maybe a little wasteful, but you gotta try it to learn it, right? Okay, and oh yeah, there we go. This is looking good. Oh, that's gonna be really pretty. Before I do this listing, I may just grab the hair dryer so I can actually show you guys, or at least for the listing, what it really looks like. You can probably see there's, you know, some kind of variation, some higher and lower spots in the color. I like that. I think it's interesting. It gives it some depth. So I'll set this aside, and then I'm going to do the final piece, is the frame. Now this frame, let me wipe this up just a smidge here. This frame, I did add faux miters, so it actually looks a little bit more like a high-end piece. And just wipe this on. Oop, yeah, I used some kind of cheap wood because I'm not really a maker anymore. I'm just a designer who makes enough for her listings. So please forgive that my wood is a little bit finicky. So this has kind of got that wood stainy effect instead of the painty effect. I think I'm going to come in with some more color because I kind of like the painterly look a little bit more than the stainy look. There's nothing wrong with either. I think both have amazing looks. There's really so many wonderful things. I just kind of like it to be a bit more coverage. So as you can see, this is just, again, it's, I think the biggest thing with almost everything you do with your crafting business is just getting in there and playing with things and feeling it out. So if it comes to your software, get in there, get in the weeds and feel it out. If it, you know, comes down to a paint technique, try it out on some scrap if you're uncomfortable trying it on a finished product. There's absolutely no wrong way. And one of the best things about being a laser cutter is you're almost always going to have nice size scrap that you can experiment on. And that's really the very best way. I mean, that's how I learned how to sculpt with polymer clays, such as Fimo and Sculpey. That's pretty much how I've done most of the stuff I'm doing with unicorn spit, with my laser, with figuring out Lightroom, all of that stuff. You just got to get in there, roll your sleeves up, and dink around and play with it. So, okay, I'm going to set this guy aside just a little. Well, we'll just put Mother in the center here because we're kind of running out of space. I want to bring that in just a little bit more. See how it layers up and builds the color really good though. Now this is gonna be a tad damp when I layer it up for you to see in the final before I'm gonna let you get back to your lives, but it'll give you a pretty decent idea of what the effect is. So again, we've got the blue, and then ooh, I'm running out of space. If you guys could see how filthy my desk is, you would be alarmed. I'm going to take these off so I don't get any transfer. And we'll start off with our peachy pink background. Oh, this is super duper warped. We'll just glue her and clamp her down. And then we've got our white and pink daisies. Layer on the word Mother. And then finalize with your little picture frame. And look, you have a really pretty little commemorative Mother's Day sign. So thanks for giving me 20 minutes of your time. I always love you guys. Like and subscribe. Join the VIP group. And if I don't see you before then, have a happy freaking Mother's Day. Thanks, guys.